He's planning to play Game 5 against the Golden State Warriors tonight despite a fractured index finger on his shooting hand. Fox participated in a non-contact practice with a splint on his finger yesterday. Here's what he told reporters.
I feel all right. You think you'll be able to go? Most likely, yeah. I mean, for me right now, it's just a tolerance on like the pad of my finger, making sure I can shoot the ball.
How different was shooting feeling with that thing on?
As we got going, as kind of the pain started going away, I felt like I could do my normal shot, so I think I'll be good.
All right, he's going to give it a go. The series is tied 2-2. Tonight's game is in Sacramento. Christopher, would it be more disappointing if the Warriors, you like that I did Christopher? It's because, should we tell everyone what happened in the meeting? I kept calling you Dog. I was like, hey, Dog, how are you, Dog? He's like, I do have a name. So I felt like I need to work in.
I said dogs have a name.
I need to work in Christopher at some point, so I apologize.
Nice of you to do that.
I'm going to call you by your actual government name moving forward when I remember. It's going to take a minute, though. I'm just going to be honest with you.
That name will go away, that doggy name.
Oh, my gosh. What would be more disappointing at this point if the Kings or the Warriors didn't advance?
I'm going to treat this as a fan, as I would anyway. If I'm a King fan, I am I'm bothered big time if I don't win this series. The Warriors won 4 championships already. They had Green out. You're not going to win every year. A so-so regular season. Wiggins wasn't there for 50-something games. If I'm a Warrior fan, you know what? I'll live with it. I won last year. I won the 4 titles. If I'm a King fan who has not been in the playoffs for 16 years, I hate the Warriors. I'm 90 miles away. They've been my arch enemy. They've been rubbing it in my face forever, including in the first 2 games of that series. I was up 2-0, so I was in good shape. And you made an excellent point in the meeting today. They could have lost Game 1 just like the Kings could have won Game 3. Game 4. But the fans aren't going to look at it that way. The fans are going to look at it, okay, I'm up 2-0, and I had a ball in the air at the end of Game 4 to basically win a series of 3-1. Plus, I still have home court. And I'm good in this building. And they're the worst road team in the league. They won 9-10 games on the road? So from that standpoint, I think the King fan would be more devastated than the Warrior fan if his team didn't advance. Based on the idea of 2-0 up, home court, had a chance to win Game 4.
I respectfully disagree with you because I think that the Kings have had a sensational season. They've come out of nowhere. They were the embodiment of basketball purgatory. They were nowhere. They hadn't been in the postseason since like 2006. We had to reminisce about the days when Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic and Vlade Divac and Mike Bibby were there. They've been irrelevant. Bobby Jackson, because I loved him. It's been that long since they've really been relevant. And to come and throughout this season, they weren't a number 1 seed. For a moment, they were a number 2 seed when Memphis was struggling and Memphis regained the number 2 seed. You got Sacramento pretty much consistently as a number 3 seed this season. Coach of the year in Mike Brown. An emerging superstar in De'Aaron Fox. Malik Monk, his former teammate at Kentucky, second leading scorer behind him for Sacramento in this series. Sabonis looking at him saying, what was Indiana thinking giving that brother up? Because we know that he's a big boy who can play the game, and we know how great his father was. The bottom line is that no matter how you look at it, particularly their competitiveness, what the future appears to hold, the high-powered offense that they have, sure, there will be disappointment. There is no doubt. But there is nothing that can take away from the season that the Sacramento Kings have had. You can do nothing but celebrate what they've given you and what the future holds. And if you lose, as much as it would hurt to lose to a team just 90 miles up the road, it's to the reigning defending NBA champions, led by the greatest shooter God has ever created and the greatest shooting backcourt in the history of the sport. When you look at Golden State, though, here's why you're going to be disappointed if they do. Somehow, with everything I just said about Sacramento, because LeBron is still around, because KD is still around, because Devin Booker is there, Jokic and Jamal Murray and them, you sort of get the impression that somebody will knock Sacramento off. With the Golden State Warriors, you just never know. You don't know what the hell's going to happen night in and night out against Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond and the crew. You just don't know with the great Steve Kerr coaching them, who I believe to be one of the top 5 coaches in the history of basketball. You just don't know what the hell's going to happen. And because of their greatness, their championship pedigree, their experience, you don't expect the window to just close like that. If it closed, you'd be like, damn, I would have loved to see LeBron go up against Steph and them. You know what I'm saying? You're missing a few free throws. That'll cost you against Golden State. You're turning over the ball a little bit too much. It'll cost you against Golden State. Anthony Davis, you want to sleepwalk today? It'll really cost you against the Golden State Warriors. You look at stuff like that, and you know that the expectation is that you'll pay. Sacramento, the cloud is just like, it just looks beautiful, and you're just so proud of them, and you see them, and it's like the future's bright. Congratulations, no matter what happens. But Golden State, you lose, it's going to be disappointment because you look at the rest of the Western Conference, and there's no definitive team that you can say, ain't nobody knocking them off. You can't say that about anybody. It's wide open, which means it could be wide open for the reigning, defending champions.
Literal me.
Literal me. Go ahead.
As a basketball fan, an impartial observer of this series, these two teams.
Best series going.
I wouldn't be disappointed if in either team. I understand your perspective coming from the fan base. I understand your perspective from the legacy and historical narrative around the Warriors in this dynasty. We've been treated to 4 amazing basketball games. And I know I said it on the call, both teams could easily make the argument, we should be up 3-1, right? This series has swung in 2 games on a missed 3-point shot. Game 1, Andrew Wiggins. Game 4, Harrison Barnes. Now that I've listened to you guys, because I know on the call this morning I was like, neither, right? I'm just a fan. I love it. Whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, loses. Right. I got to say, the Sacramento Kings have one of the brightest futures in the NBA.
I agree with that. And
you use the word celebrate, and I think that's a good way to describe whatever happens going forward this season with the Sacramento Kings. If they get to the second round, they get to the conference finals, whatever it is, like this is a season to celebrate with the postseason appearance. Think about this. Mike Brown got Coach of the Year. Keegan Murray is going to make an all-rookie team.
Yep.
De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis are likely going to make an all-NBA team.
De'Aaron Fox, clutch player.
De'Aaron Fox got Clutch Player of the Year. Like, there's a lot to celebrate. They're one of the youngest teams in the league. They've got guys under contract, all their young guys under contract. Like, this is a team that for the next 5 years, whatever it is, they're going to be in a lot of these matchups. If you're the Warriors, how many more swings do you get? And Stephen A, as you so eloquently put it, you went into one there, and I gotta acknowledge that. Like, you really went into a nice monologue there. But how many more swings do you get with Steph, Clay, Draymond? You don't know his future. So I got to say, I think the bigger letdown or disappointment, if I'm a Golden State fan, if I'm a member of that team, it's got to be the Warriors.
My only problem with that soliloquy you just went on is all you had to do was start it off by saying, I agree with you, Stephen. I mean, that would have been nice. Other than that, it's perfect. Fine. You should have started off.
You know what?
I agree with you, Stephen.
I started off the show giving you compliments. I started off the show giving you compliments, and I forgot to give you one because we got into the Kawhi stuff.
There we go.
I am so proud of you. When I came on this show, it was a lot of empty words last year. And today, hold on, I'm giving you a compliment here, believe me. And today, you talked about Trae Young's effective field goal percentage.
Yeah,
if you had told me a year ago that you would bring up an advanced stat, man, you're growing.
Let me tell you
You're getting better,
Let me tell you something,
Stephen A.
You're getting better. Let me return the favor. Secretly, I always study my advanced stats. I don't find it to be compelling television until you came along.
Okay.
It's the God's honest truth.
Really just a should we hug it out? I mean, what's happening right now?
We're going to hug it out. We're going to hug it out, my brother.
What?
We're going to hug it out. That's right.
Oh, my
you know what I'm saying?
God.
That's what we're going to do.
Everything today.
You want one?
Kawhi.
You and I later.
No, it's true. It's true.
Cool.
It's true because, when people go on television and you're just spouting out a whole bunch of numbers, that's nice, showing how smart you are and what you know, but is it really, really compelling? You make it compelling. So what you've done is just allowed me to bring out more of my arsenal. I'm just getting started.
Oh, okay.
I'm just getting
Great.
started.
Maybe you guys could get lunch later and talk more about this, but I got
No. I'm going to treat him to dinner. I'm going to treat him to dinner.
Okay,
I'm
you
not going to
guys
be
have
cheap.
fun. Can
You,
I go to
that's another matter.
How about-
I
I
don't
need
know
to
about
stop
you.
one thing because this annoys me so much. What are you even talking about with me being cheap?
I don't.
What the least? You need to
I-
talk to some of my family and friends.
Because Molly, you
That irks me.
You spent a gift on me, and
I
something
bought
happened
you
to it. And happened.
$700 eye cream. America,
Tell everybody.
$700 eye cream.
Listen.
Oh, they should $700
Eye cream.
She's so bad. She's so bad. She's so bad. The
I'm
point
so
is,
sick
she
of
tells
this.
everybody because I forgot it at the LAPC, our
This is
LA
what
bureau,
happened.
and somebody took it, and she has never let it go, and has never bought me anything.